"The man I will marry," Princess Leonor finally confirmed. The palace whispers. The public speculates. Everyone expects silence. Suddenly, a name, a face, a choice confirmed. Princess Leonor, Spain's future queen, finally declares, "This is the man I will marry." And behind the announcement lies a story that upends everything you thought you knew. Script body dynamic pacing, chained curiosity loops. From the day she turned 18, Princess Leonor's life has been under a magnifying glass. Every handshake, every glance, every pause at an official engagement has been scrutinized for clues. Yet she remained poised, private, the image of a modern but dutiful heir. Until now, with a few quiet words at the palace, she confirmed what the world had been waiting to hear: she has chosen a partner. Who is he? Why now? And what does this mean for the Spanish monarchy? Those are the questions swirling across Europe tonight. We begin with the announcement itself, a brief statement, released at sunrise, read by a palace official, but carrying Leonor's own unmistakable imprint. Her tone, her phrasing, her insistence on gratitude and transparency, all hint at a young woman taking control of her destiny. For years, insiders spoke of suitors, of quiet introductions at state events, of friends from her military academy days and international schools. But behind the curtain was a far more personal story. Leonor met him not at a gala but in an understated, private setting, away from cameras, away from court protocol. This detail alone signals a break from tradition. We trace their journey: first meetings, the slow building of trust, the balancing act between personal affection and royal duty. At every turn, she had to weigh the public's expectations against her own heart. She was shaped by her parents' example, King Felipe and Queen Letizia, who themselves defied convention in their marriage, blending journalism and royalty, common life and crown. Now, in choosing her own partner, Leonor is both echoing and evolving that legacy. His background, education, family, profession, reflects a world far wider than the aristocratic circles of the past. This choice may strengthen the monarchy's relevance to a new generation, but it also unsettles traditionalists. Already, some palace advisors are quietly voicing concern about precedent, protocol, and the optics of modernity. We look at the man himself, his accomplishments, his character, his relationship to public life. Friends describe him as grounded, intellectually curious, unpretentious. He has stood back while speculation swirled, choosing silence over publicity. That restraint, palace insiders say, impressed Leonor. It showed he could withstand the pressures of a life lived in public. Imagine the scene in the royal household as the decision took shape: late-night conversations between Leonor and her parents, letters exchanged, advisors briefing on constitutional implications. Each step another test of commitment. The choice was not just romantic but strategic, a union of values as much as hearts. As preparations for the engagement announcement began, Leonor's vision became clear. She wanted openness, gratitude, and a focus on service rather than spectacle. She personally approved the wording of the statement, insisted on thanking the public for its patience, and hinted at a future where her private life and public duty could coexist without secrecy. And yet, questions remain. How will Spain react to this man at her side? How will Europe's other royal families respond? Will their wedding be a grand state affair or a more intimate ceremony reflecting Leonor's modern sensibilities? Each answer opens a new curiosity loop, keeping observers riveted. We revisit the historical context. Spanish monarchs once arranged marriages for alliances, for power, for survival. Felipe and Letizia signaled a new era. Leonor, by choosing her partner openly and on her own timeline, could mark the next stage, a monarchy rooted not in mystique but in relatable human values. Across Spain tonight, from Madrid cafes to quiet villages, people are talking. Some feel pride that their future queen chose with her heart. Others worry about the symbolism, about tradition eroding. Political commentators analyze whether this strengthens the crown's legitimacy or weakens its aura. Social media pulses with speculation about wedding dates, venues, and guest lists. Inside the palace, the mood is both celebratory and cautious. Staff prepare for a wave of public interest unlike anything since Felipe and Letizia's wedding. Security teams draft new plans. Protocol officers juggle invitations and seating charts. Courtiers adjust schedules for visiting dignitaries. This engagement is not just a personal milestone, it's a national event. Leonor herself remains steady. In a brief televised appearance after the announcement, she thanked the public, reaffirmed her commitment to Spain, and spoke simply of building a life of service and companionship. Her words, spoken calmly, drew applause from across the political spectrum. In them, Spaniards heard not just a young woman in love but a leader in the making. We can already picture the future ceremony, the blending of state and personal symbolism, the merging of old rituals with new touches, the faces of foreign royals and ordinary citizens in the crowd. Every detail will send a message about the kind of Queen Leonor intends to be. By following this journey, the secrecy, the decision, the announcement, the reactions, we see more than a love story. We see the transformation of a monarchy, the forging of a new public narrative. For Leonor, the man I will marry, is not only a partner but a co-architect of her reign's future image. And as we watch the story unfold, one thing becomes clear: this engagement is not an ending but a beginning. A beginning of a chapter where duty and heart may finally walk hand in hand. For the next several months, speculation will give way to concrete plans, official dates, venues, guest lists. Each reveal will tell us more about how Leonor balances her dual roles. And each step will invite Spain, and the world, to witness a monarchy remaking itself in real time. As bells ring over Madrid and cameras capture every smile, the words, "I will marry," echo far beyond a palace. They mark the start of a new era. And in that moment, Spain's future queen steps not just into matrimony but into history.